It's now a couple days after the 4th of July. So, let's see, May, June, July. It's almost been 3 months that I've had Spartan here. And it's been really exciting, the progress that we've made, but I haven't worked with him as much this summer as I hoped I'd have time to do. But he's really coming along pretty nicely. So, since my last video, what we've been working on is just continuing with working him on the ground, round penning him, because still I have not been able to remove his halter, put a lead rope on him. I was able to do that once, entice him with some green grass, but he's too smart for that. Figured out that he doesn't want to be duped again, so we're going to try and do it without any kind of tricks. So what I'm holding here is about an 8-foot green garden stake from Lowe's. It's pretty cheap, just about $5. And in my earlier videos, I tried using a bamboo pole to touch him and get him desensitized, and that worked okay. It's just I found that it was too short and it kind of had some pokey sides to it, and it seemed like he was super sensitive to that and reactive to that. So I decided to try this because I saw this being used in another Mustang, a guy that works with a lot of Mustangs, and he seemed to have some success with it, so I thought I'd try it. And I covered this end, might be able to see this, in some vet wrap, because this very tip end still was kind of sharp in spots. Just not that it was spiky or anything, it's just since it's plastic it kind of had some real abrupt edges. And when I would touch him with it and he would kind of feel the sharp edge, he would really flinch and react. So I covered it to make it a little bit smoother, and the vet wrap has ended up being really nice for scratching. So where we are up at this point is on his left side. I can rub him all along his top line, and earlier this week it was super exciting. I was able to just kind of inch up the pole here and actually start rubbing him with my hand on his withers, and he stayed standing with a hind leg cocked, and so he stayed pretty relaxed. So that was just a great feeling. We're not as far on his right side, although earlier this week I was able to make some progress there. So what I'm hoping to show you in this video is just kind of where we're at up to this point, and see if we can get a little farther. We'll see how he is. Last night there were some people around us shooting off some pretty loud fireworks, and this morning I could tell he was just a little bit more wary and on edge. And it's also really hot here. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, and it's super humid and hot. So that's why we're working in his stall instead of the pen outside, because there's no shade out in the pen. And I've really found that this has really been about the most perfect setup for me, because this stall is 16 by 16. It's big enough that I can work with him in here and not feel like I'm in danger. I can give him space if he seems to react to something. And there's solid walls in here, and the divider is pretty solid, and I'm just able to reach him with the pole. And then outside, 24 by 24, it's a little bit harder to reach him with the pole. Any bigger, and I'd have to really be moving a lot, and I think that would kind of add a little bit of pressure. But in here, I can just pivot on the same spot. So you'll kind of see what I mean. But I've been really thankful to have this set up, to have this shade here, and if it's really rainy and his pen is just a muddy, mucky mess, then I can work him in here. And it's dry, and it gets a little dusty, but it's really pretty good. So, okay. I had a notification on my phone, just wanted to make sure it wasn't stopping here. All right, so let's get started. So What I've been trying to do is start with his right side, because his right side is the worst. And so I'm going to start with just kind of working him in the stall and see how he is today. So especially since we're in this really small space, I don't really want him to trot. I'm just starting here, getting him to move off of my body language. And this is actually pretty relaxed for him, me being this close and on his right side. So I'm not intending to touch him with the pole or anything. I'm just trying to get his mind focused on me and on work. So I'll change directions. He is super easy to just, if I want him to kind of, because he tends to want to stop, as all horses do. They want to stand and rest if at all possible. Good boy. If we've really got down the turn to the inside, it really is very smooth and easy. So we'll see if I can, grab his attention. Oh, good boy. Yeah, good boy. So you can see he doesn't like me on his right side, so he just turned around so that I'm on his left side. Good boy. There we go. Good boy. So I just want to practice letting him rest while I'm on his right side. And if he tries to put me on his left side again, then I'll just move and not let him rest his feet until I'm on his right side. Yep. Nope. Being on your right side is good. And you may notice he's got the white around his eyes. So it makes him look like he's really on edge or really nervous all the time, but it's just, most horses have black around their irises, and you only see white when they open up their eyes really wide. But he's got white around his irises, so it kind of makes him look scared all the time, but he's not. He's really pretty relaxed. So, what I'm going to do now is, so I'm trying to change my body language where I'm angled away from him. See, I kind of, when I put my shoulders towards his hindquarters and walk towards him, that makes him want to move forward. And when I turn my shoulders like this, so it's not towards his hindquarters, he stops. It's amazing just how sensitive and responsive these horses are to body language. So what I'm going to start with, I'm just going to start from square one and just approach him with the pole. And good boy. And so the whole point is I don't want to remove the pole from right above his withers until he stops and relaxes by cocking the foot, licking and chewing, dropping his head, or just stands there for a few seconds. Then I take the pole away, take away the pressure, but try and stay on his right side. Good boy. Because he's pretty smart. He tries to put me on that left side. Good boy. Then we do it again. Approach him with the pole. So he's a pretty athletic horse. The fact that, oh, good boy. So we stop, has a hind leg cock. This time I'm not going to retreat all the way. I'm just going to take the pressure away. I also try and have a passive, relaxed posture myself. Take deep breaths. showing a little bit of reaction. And he hasn't remembered, he's not right where we left off last time I worked with him. It seems like we make a breakthrough, we do some really good work. I leave him alone for a couple of days, come back, and then we have to review what we previously did, but normally it doesn't take as long. So there, he thought about standing still, but just didn't quite do it. Good boy. Good boy. This is where it takes a lot of patience. It's easy to get frustrated and be like, come on, buddy. You've done this before and it didn't hurt you. Why are you reacting like this? So what I might do this time is I'll just take it away, not as far, and come back with it. You'll notice he likes to stop in the exact same spot. It's where he feels safest. Take it away a little bit. Bring it back. Oh, good boy. Oh no, good stand. Oh, my good boy was premature. See, that's why you don't want to take away the pressure until they've stopped and shown sign of relaxation or stood still for a few seconds. Good boy. Good boy. So he's not as worried. We're getting close. Now if he keeps doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and go to touching him. Stepped in front of him a little bit to encourage him to stop. That's a boy. So when I'm finished with his right side and go to his left side, you're going to see how much better he is on his left. Because he doesn't do this on his left. On his left, he'll stand still while I move the pole away and back and forth to his withers. Also want you to know he has not been groomed, his mane and tail have not been brushed. Good boy. Feet have not been worked on, picked out, anything like that. So all things considered, he's stayed pretty clean. His feet have stayed decent. Good boy. Okay, I think what I'm going to do this time, when I come back to his withers, regardless of whether or not he stands still or walks, I'm just going to go ahead and touch him. That's a pretty good reaction compared to how he's been in the past. Oh, what a good boy. boy. So that reaction didn't take very long. What a good boy. Yeah, good boy. Yeah. I'm just going to rub on him even though he's standing still and has a hind leg cocked. I'm just going to kind of keep rubbing on him. This is the only grooming really I've been able to do. Good boy. Okay, now I'm going to take it away here, just a couple seconds. Take away that pressure. Good boy. Good boy. Come back. This is the nice thing about the pole. I can just pivot here in the center and just follow him while he moves. It does make you dizzy after a while. Good boy. That's a good boy. So I'm just going to start working here. Kind of go into where I can see I'm getting close to his comfort bubble. And then go back to his withers. Good boy. Good boy. Does this feel good? Does this feel nice? Yeah. Very good boy. Very good boy. So the farthest I've gotten on his right side is I've gone to where his tail is and to the point of his hindquarters. You can tell he's a little uncomfortable here. Good boy. So I kept rubbing until he kind of relaxed. And I'll retreat a little bit back up his back. So this is interesting that he seems to be bothered when I get to his withers, which he's not done that before. I wonder if last night he's got some mud here on his shoulder, on the high point of his shoulder, and so I wonder if maybe he rolled onto a rock or something and was a little touchy, a little sore there. Who knows? So again, the thing that I like about working him this way, you probably saw the pole a little bit in his other eye. Another good thing about using these poles is you can work both sides with being a safe distance away. Okay. Yeah, good boy. So yeah, he is sensitive about his withers for some reason. Not sure what that's about. Because normally that's kind of his safe zone, or the place that he feels more confident. But we'll just keep working him. Okay, I'm going to try and rub him on his withers a little bit, really lightly. And then I'm going to really take away the pressure completely. Go to the other corner of the pen and reward him. Good boy. Very good boy. And watch, we'll see if he keeps me on his right side. Nope. I'm trying to be very intentional. About not letting him rest unless I'm on his right side. Yeah, I know. Good boy. Whew, it's hot. Oh, there's a little breeze. Clifford feel good to you too, buddy? Yep. My goal is not to make him sweaty or work him really hard. But, you know, allow him to move if he wants to move. I have noticed that he hasn't lost any weight, but he seems to have lost a little bit of muscle along his top line since he's been here, which makes sense because, you know, he's just in a, there's a choice between a 16 by 16 stall or a 24 by 24 pen. He's not out running, getting to do all the things he did when he was out on the range or at the holding facility. I just barely touched him. I think there's little hairs on the end of the pole that just kind of tickled him. So just have to be patient. That's a boy. That's a boy. Trying not to add any pressure with my body language. That's a good boy. It's interesting that he seems to have gotten more worried. Go ahead and just touch him. The bottom of the pen here is just some very light mesh, and so it makes a loud noise when he kicks it, but it doesn't hurt him. Good boy. Yeah, he's sensitive on his withers, which is really interesting. He must have done something when he was laying down, or I wonder if it'll be true on his left side. Same way. That's a boy. Okay. Well then we'll just stick away from your withers then if they're touchy and ouchy. Yeah, that feel good? You like that? That feel good on your bottom? So I'm starting to get close to the point. I don't know how well this angle is on the camera. I'm starting to get close to the point of his hindquarters. Now I don't like that he moved his hindquarters away to where, because if he were to kick, he would be kicking the wall. I'd rather, I mean, it's fine if he kicks. It's a very natural reaction. But I just don't want him to kick the wall and hurt himself. So we'll try it here. So if he kicks out, which he's probably going to do, I just need to keep it, if I can. This is kind of where it gets tough. You can see his tail tensed up. So try and keep it here until he relaxes. Still trying to rub him, not as far down on his hindquarters. I have retreated a little bit. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, and you're not trying to put me on your left eye. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. What you think? That's a little better. Not touching touching his withers, but the center of his back. Seriously, you're gonna poop again? This horse poops a lot. At least I know your innards are working. All he's on is hay, on brome hay. He doesn't seem to be interested in, at least the grain that I've got. I haven't tried any other kinds, but it's not like he's skinny or anything. So as long as he's doing fine on his hay, good boy. So we'll see what we get here. Keep it there. It's all right, Andy. You're okay. You're okay, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm not rubbing because I don't think I can rub and keep it there at the same time. You're okay. You're all right. Good boy. Brave boy. Athletic, isn't he? Being able to trot in a 16 by 16 stall. You're pretty impressive, buddy. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, good boy. You're okay. Good boy. Been pretty impressed that he hasn't tried to kick out. Of course he's scared and doesn't like it, but he's not being aggressive. He's just moving. Seeing if he can get away from it. Easy, buddy. You're okay. Oh, good boy. I'm not going to rub. Probably can't see. I'm just holding it there. Then I'll back up. Good boy. So I just held it there for a few seconds. He cocked the hind leg that I was touching and didn't lift it up like he was going to kick. So then I let up. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so I'm going to come back up, touch behind his withers on his back. See if we can try that again. Good boy. It could be the suspense. You know, if I put the stick close to him and it just kind of hovers over his back, he might be getting nervous, waiting to be touched. Good boy. So let's just kind of work on that a little bit. You're fine. In front of him a little bit because I was trying not to put any pressure on him and he was trotting around. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Better. Better. It's just the approach that's worrying him, it seems like, because he calms down the second I actually touch him. is it just the anticipation of being touched? Touching itself isn't so bad, is it? He's more reactive on his right side than he was on Tuesday or earlier this week. So what I might do, since he seems to kind of be just reacting and not thinking, so I might just kind of work in here. So I try and make a very clear difference between wanting him to go forward, got my shoulders angled towards his hindquarters, step in front, back away, good boy. Step in front, back away. Front. So he's better. Of course, going from right to left, going from his bad side to his good side. He'll switch those eyes on me a lot smoother than going from left to right. Although that